I thought I understood petty until my HOA turned my driveway into their personal snow dump and told me gratitude was expected. I was a widower still grieving the wife cancer stole last winter when that mountain of poison appeared overnight. 8 feet of salted sludge sealed my garage shut, trapping my 78-year-old mother-in-law inside. Her heart medication delivery was due that afternoon, and the driver could not reach our buried front door. Worse than the blockade was watching that toxic pile slowly suffocate Sarah's memorial rose garden. She had spent her final 5 years planting every bush by hand between chemotherapy appointments. Each grain of road salt burned through the last beautiful thing she left behind. When I called the HOA to complain, they'd fine me $500 for unsightly accumulation. Diesel fumes lingered in the frozen air as neighbors cruised past in spotless luxury cars. None of them stopped to ask why my house looked like a condemned snow fortress. My name is Wade Garrison, 52 years old, retired after 30 years with City Public Works. I spent decades fixing drainage, failures and collapsed streets for ungrateful citizens across town. Never imagined I would need those skills to defend my own front yard. Sarah and I bought our corner house in Meadowview Estates back in 1998. Gated entrance, private streets, rising property values, everything promised security and peace. After Sarah passed in February, her mother Grace moved in to keep us both company. Grace is 78, gentle, stubborn, and dependent on daily heart medication deliveries. Then Charlene Westbrook became HOA president and decided perfection required sacrifice. She drove a white Tesla and carried a clipboard like a badge of authority. Her favorite phrase was, "We are all in this together," delivered with rehearsed sweetness. The first blizzard of December dropped 18 inches and buried the entire neighborhood. I woke to the metallic scraping of plows that seemed to hover outside my window. 3 dump trucks reversed toward my fence line instead of the community lot. Charlene stood there in designer boots pointing directly at Sarah's sleeping roses. Truck after truck unloaded snow mixed with sand, salt, and commercial dicers onto my property. By sunrise, a 12-foot wall blocked my garage, windows, and every memory in that garden. Grace tapped the glass, holding her empty pill bottle like a silent alarm. The next day, a violation notice arrived demanding payment for the very snow they dumped. Something about the signature looked wrong. Crooked letters pretending to be mine. At the emergency board meeting, Charlene slid a maintenance agreement across her marble table. My name was typed neatly, but the signature at the bottom was forged. I spent the next morning at the county courthouse reviewing original HOA filings. No such agreement existed in any official record or archive. According to the charter, snow was required to be hauled to approved off-site disposal areas. Instead, they were stockpiling chemicals on my private land without permission. Grace fell, navigating the icy maze, and paramedics carried her out on a stretcher. That night in the hospital, I called Jerry Patterson, an attorney from my union days, explained that dumping material on private property without consent is criminal trespass. HOA rules cannot override state law no matter how loudly someone insists. January brought another storm, and Charlene escalated beyond harassment into cruelty. This time, trucks carried commercial lot debris and harsher chemical compounds. The pile grew higher, colder, and more dangerous for Grace's fragile health. Our heating oil truck could not reach the tank, and indoor temperatures dropped fast. I began documenting everything: photographs, timestamps, soil samples, and video evidence. Lab results showed salt concentrations 20 times higher than safe residential levels. The contamination would kill vegetation for years without expensive remediation. While digging through subdivision records, I discovered something Charlene never considered. My corner lot controlled the only legal access easement to every private street inside Meadowview. Every resident, delivery truck, and emergency vehicle crossed my land to reach their homes. The easement agreement required good faith cooperation between property owner and HOA. Systematic dumping and harassment clearly violated that condition beyond dispute. Jerry confirmed I had grounds to revoke access entirely if abuse continued. I did not want revenge, only restoration and respect for Sarah's memory. February brought Charlene's boldest move, a lease offering $50 annually for permanent dumping rights. The proposed 20 by 30-foot zone covered Grace's planned therapy garden. I countered in red ink, demanding removal of all waste. and $22,400 in damages. Instead of negotiation, I received a threatening letter from a downtown law firm. A quick phone call revealed the letterhead was fake and the threat fabricated. The real attorney was furious about unauthorized use of his firm's name. Soon, a legitimate lawyer visited, embarrassed by the liability Charlene created for the HOA. He recommended immediate settlement before access rights were revoked. Charlene ignored that advice and ordered another overnight dumping operation during a blizzard. I recorded her directing trucks to target the memorial garden for maximum destruction. By dawn, a 22-foot mountain buried the front of our home. Every ounce of that toxic snow sat entirely on my property. At 6 in the morning, I started the rented excavator. The diesel engine roared like 30 years of patience finally exhaling. Scoop by scoop, I moved their snow to the exact easement boundary line. Within 30 minutes, a solid barrier blocked the only entrance to Meadowview Estates. Commuters lined up staring at the wall that mirrored my own imprisonment. Charlene arrived furious, shouting about illegal obstruction and community safety. The fire captain examined the survey markers and confirmed it was private property. If access was restricted, the dispute must be resolved with the landowner. News cameras rolled as I explained months of dumping, fines, and forged documents. I told them community cooperation works both directions or it fails entirely. 3 hours later, emergency crews demanded $18,000 to restore immediate access. The HOA emergency fund covered part, leaving Charlene personally responsible for the remainder. She signed a $6,000 check under flashing cameras and angry stares. By noon, crews cleared my property and the easement entrance completely. The board removed Charlene from her position before sunset. A formal settlement followed, covering full restoration costs and legal fees. Professional soil remediation began within days to save what remained of Sarah's garden. Grace designed her therapy beds beside the restored roses that spring. Neighbors who once avoided eye contact now brought seedlings and apologies. I used part of the settlement to create a small fund helping elderly residents maintain yards. Workshops at the community center taught homeowners about easement law and documentation. Margaret stopped an unfair renovation fine using strategies we shared. Frank helped others challenge improper parking penalties. The neighborhood that once felt like a prison slowly learned accountability. Charlene eventually moved away after investigations into forged documents and fraud. A new board revised policies to ensure transparent snow disposal procedures. That winter, no truck ever crossed my property line without permission. Sarah's roses bloomed again, stubborn and bright against healed soil. Every time fresh snow falls, Meadowview remembers exactly who controls the only road home.